right?
Done.
Thank you so much. So
Thanks, Hillary. Anyway, just again, thank you for choosing Seward. Thanks for sticking with us, and we're going to stick with you through some challenging times, right? I'm not going to lie, it is still challenging. We still have bumps. We still have a pandemic we're dealing with, and we're human. So I want to just say to you, I'm blown away that you're on a Google Meet with me at 6:47 tonight, when we've probably all been on Google Meets most of the day. The start of this year, quite honestly, has been bittersweet, and you've heard me use that term before. The first day of school was so extremely different. I said to Claire, usually kids would be biking up and parking their bikes and flooding in the front doors and flooding in the back doors and parents everywhere. And it was just so quiet at school. Yet Claire and I have been lucky enough to be on some of the Google Meets and the meetings with the teachers, and it's just been a joy to see kids even from a distance. And you can just bet that, the teachers have been working really hard. To that end, I do want to reintroduce Claire, our new assistant principal. I'd like her to come back on and just tell you a few things about her, and then I'll highlight some of the work she's already doing and what you can look forward to in the near future. Claire?
Yeah, I'm here. All right. So I was at Green Central for really my whole educational career. I started off as a teacher, and then I moved into an instructional role. And I my last 2 years have been both the social emotional learning coach school-wide, and then also instructional coach for the upper grades. I don't know what else to tell you right now. I'm really excited. Like I said before, I'm really excited about being here. I've been asking and meeting with a lot of people one-on-one. It's a really strange way to start in a new community, but asking people, what do you love about Seward? And every single person says, I love the community, I love the community, I love the community. And so I'm really excited to be part of this community and work together for a long time into the future. So yeah, thanks, Tammy.
Yeah, thank you, Claire. And what I want you to know is, Claire just brings us a ton of expertise, not only around, like she said, the social emotional learning things, but also equity. And she's already taken complete charge of our school improvement plan. So I can tell you probably at our next meeting, she'll be presenting our goals to you. I'm just really excited to have her. And so is the staff. Yeah, everybody's just been very welcoming, but she's also been just a great fit right away from the get-go. So please welcome Claire. Take time to get to know her. It's going to be a really great year. I'm really excited to partner with her through the year. Staff updates. Today, Mohamud joined us. He is our 7th and 8th grade science teacher. We're really excited to have him. The middle school team will be working to onboard him over the next few days. So if you have a middle schooler in 7th and 8th grade, we've been covering that class with just our staff, but he will be taking over, I think probably on his own next Monday. We've got to get a few things in place for him first, but again, maybe we can get him to the next meeting so you can meet him. But if you get a chance and you're a middle school parent, don't hesitate to send an email and welcome him to Seward. The other staff update that you need to know about is Mr. Williams decided not to return with us this year. And he's pursuing some passions around his own clothing line, a clothing business, and he's going back to school to be an electrician. So we wish him well. He's always welcome at Seward. He did say he would be stopping by to visit when the kids are back. So, but I just wanted you to know. But yeah, Mr. Williams won't be coming back. The other position that that hasn't quite been filled yet is our social studies position. If you remember, Jessica Graby got an assistant principal job at City View there, just like 3 weeks ago. So we've found a really great candidate, and we're waiting for some license things to come through for her. In the meantime, Vanessa Medeiros, we know her as Ness, is subbing in the classroom. They're in really good hands. And again, the team is supporting Ness and the kids while she's covering. And I just, Ness is super capable and competent. I think we're going to be just fine until we can onboard the other teacher. Did anybody have any other questions about staffing right now before I move on to a few other updates? You can put them in the chat or you can unmute. All right. Our enrollment numbers are really, really good. They allocated, I think 821 and we're at 794. I think there are 27 kids somewhere on our enrollment that we haven't yet officially seen. But I think some of them maybe have left, and we are working really hard to make phone calls and reach out to all families to make sure that everybody is enrolled and online and whatever. So our numbers are really, really good. And again, that's thanks to all of you and the Seward community for, again, trusting us even during some distance learning that we're going to do the right things for your kids. So again, thank you for that. I also have a thank you to the volunteers who have come in and helped put together some of the Montessori learning packets. We can't have a lot of people in the building because of the pandemic and social distancing. People have been really respectful of that. And I know Carrie recruited some of you to come in and help, and we're just really, really grateful to you for taking some time to help us out. To that, and then I would also add that today, Linda Fish, our amazing account clerk, came in the office and said, you have to go out and see who's collating the materials now. It was our engineer staff. Yep. Rich and George and Ken were putting things in the baggies for us. It was just the sweetest thing. I took video of it and we showed it to the staff tonight at the staff meeting. I say those that happen at Seward. We really do consider our engineers part of our teaching staff, part of the adult role models for our kids. And I just love that they were helping us out. So a couple other things just to know about. We have been fortunate enough to have Makari and Aaron Walsh in front of our staff to start the year out. Makari came to us and just talked about race and being anti-racist and taking a moment to examine who we are and really reflect on who we are as white people, as in front of brown and black skinned kids. Asked us to question judgments and question ourselves if we find ourselves thinking and making judgments, to hit pause and really question that. We had a really amazing session with her, and there are more to come. And then we were also lucky enough that Aaron came in and talked to us about the science of stress in the brain. Because let's be honest, these are very stressful times for numbers and numbers of reasons, right? And I want you to know the staff and the learning community, all of us take that to heart at Seward. And we're being very compassionate and very empathetic because, we can't even guess as to what people are going through, right? But we know that everyone's going through something. And so we're trying, our work, especially at the beginning of the year, is just establishing trust, reestablishing relationships, talking about expectations, what it's like to be an online learner. I know that I heard from one of you later, or late this afternoon, just concerned about attendance and making sure that we're taking into account that families are going through things. And I want you to know we know that. And I think the teachers who are on with us this afternoon can definitely attest to our messaging about this is attendance is not to be punitive under any circumstance for any child at Seward. we know people are doing the very best they can. And we're going to, and we'll do our usual outreach, right? I know some of you got sick of us last year and we're like, don't call us every single day. But we definitely want to make sure that we are connecting so that we're aware. And if Seward families need support, we have support for them, either right within our staff or within this community, the parent community, because I know you've always stepped up to help each other, and you will again in the future. So just know that we are trying to meet, and then that being said, the Department of Education and the district, they have standards that we have to meet. We have minutes of minutes of instruction we have to meet. We're going to do everything we can to do that as well. But again, just know we're going to meet people where they are and meet the kids where they are and do the very best we can. Okay. And I hope if you're following the chat, you see we have hotspots if you're struggling, if the technology isn't working. Christine, and I want to address technology actually. We know there have been some bumps and some of it just has not been easy. But I will say, Christine and Kia and Kelly and Karin, our new media specialist, and Christoph, and just a host of people have been working behind the scenes and in front of you too, to help. So we are here to help. Do not hesitate. Don't think, oh, I can do this on my own. If you're stuck, don't let that be a frustration. We've got this. Christine's been at school every day helping out. You can call school, you can stop in. We also have on our Seward Montessori website, tech help. It's right there. There's a big red sign that says help. Hit it. No need to be frustrated about that. We got this. I promise you. And I'm also understanding we're having more glitches with School Messenger, because I have sent out some emails today, and some of you have gotten them and some of you haven't. So I need to delve into that a little bit more about why that's happening. And we'll solve it. There's got to be, there's some glitch again. So my apologies about that, but I will, but I'll look into it and see what's going on, and we'll get this corrected, because
Hey, Tammy.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
See? Christine, what happened?
Okay, so I myself did not receive any of these emails. I even had composed one. I'm like, why didn't I get this? Maybe Tammy didn't send it, right? Not true. She sent it right away. My school messenger preferences for my emails to my account weren't receiving ones classified as student emails.
Oh.
So I put in the chat a link to the district school messenger. You can, and I just now, for the first time ever, put it on my phone and did app settings with it. Now I'm going to get all of them, and you can go in there and look at all the ones that you missed even too. So I will get that also right up onto the main page of the website. So, and if you have any questions about it, give me a school tomorrow. I'll help you out.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Christine. That makes complete sense. Thank you so much. Oh, the last thing I want to talk about with technology is know also that we will be doing lots of digital citizenship lessons with the kids in the upcoming weeks and throughout the year. You know, the top priority is keeping them safe online, right? And then the next priority is helping them learn how to be a good citizen on their media and their devices. So to that end, our media specialist has found some really great lessons and sites. She's going to help get some of those out to our pre-K through 5th grade teachers. The middle school team had already decided that this beginning of the year would be about digital citizenship, and we're getting together on Monday to lay out lessons for the kids, but this will be an ongoing effort. It's not going to be, a couple lessons and done. These lessons will be taught throughout the school year. And they would have been anyway, to be honest with you. They would have been taught that way. And hold on, last, before I just turn this over. Shoot, I thought I had one more thing. Okay, anyway, I'll stop right now. Does anybody have a question about anything I've said so far? All right. I know that Christian Novak, our PTA chair, wanted to have a couple moments. Christian, do you want to share with us?
Sure. Yeah, thanks, Tammy. I'll try to be just quick as possible. The Seward Montessori PTA Parent Teacher Association is really what we do a lot of is fundraising for educational programming at Seward. And this is above and beyond what happens at Seward Montessori. So we manage programs such as we have helped in the past manage programs such as like the garden classroom, the bike program, different things around the school as well during the year. One thing that a couple things that I really want to say first off is for those of you that received our call for supplies this year, I just want to say thank you so much. We put out a call earlier this year for some donations of supplies, and you guys, like the entire community, really came through, and it was amazing. We're still working through it too, so we'll be trying to provide supplies to teachers and students as much as possible, helping with that over the next year. Something I want to touch base on, because I know that there are a bunch of kindergarten parents here. We normally have this coffee that we bring everybody, as many people together as possible in the real setting, called Tissues and Tears, on the very first day of kindergarten. And we couldn't host it this year because we couldn't get together. So instead, tomorrow night, I want to invite all kindergarten parents onto Zoom. It's pretty much the same link. You can actually go to sewardmontessori.org, and it's pretty much the first thing that you'll see on our website. And yeah, thanks, Christine. Bring your own tissues and tears. It's just a chance for you to meet other parents potentially and talk to the group. It's going to be a difficult year, and we're all there. I have a child in kindergarten, and I'm even with a son in second grade, I'm even struggling that my child is going into kindergarten like this. So please do join us. Quickly, member directory. We have a parent directory that we're trying to get everybody involved in. I'll make sure to put a link in the chat. Otherwise, there will be a link. Visit sewardmontessori.org. That's our PTA page. We're trying to amplify some of the communication at Seward Montessori, as well as find other ways to just make sure everybody gets involved in the community. So, there it is, directory.sewardmontessori.org. Thank you. And we'll ask you, it's a little bit tedious, but I'd ask you to sign up, and that's a way for you to reach out and connect with other parents in your own classrooms, in your grade levels. It really is a fantastic way for us as a community to come to be more connected. Really quickly, grant programs. PTA put together this grant program system a few years ago, and there was always a deadline at the beginning of the year. Basically, we set aside dollars for those teachers and staff at Seward that want to enhance their curriculum and provide us ways that we can help out, PTA can help out, since we are a fundraising arm. We're doubling our pool of money for this year. Basically, we have a great rainy day fund, and we feel like this is a really great rainy day. And as opposed to having a single deadline, we're actually doing a rolling deadline throughout the year. And I want to say this to this group too, because you as parents might have ideas, or might hear your teachers have ideas and say, oh, PTA has a rolling deadline. if you need help, maybe they can help you. And I want to reiterate that because that's just really important. That's why we do what we do. Two other things, really quickly, room parents. Jason's on the call. We have another room parent on the call as well. And room parents are additional support for families and teachers. And again, really what PTA has been focusing on this year, I feel like it's very important, is this communication, is making sure that we're amplifying the communication of teachers and of administration at Seward. And room parents are helping with that. Room parents help to bring together families as well, over Zoom right now, unfortunately. We're still looking for room parents. So if you are interested at all in joining our cohort, we would very much appreciate that. You can reach out to me and I can put you in touch with our room parent coordinator, Angel, and we can give you some more information about it. And then last but not least, we have a really incredible bike program that was started a few years ago by Rolf Schultz. And unfortunately, Mr. Schultz has left. And he's going to be helping us a little bit transition. But we're looking for some new ideas and some fresh blood. And it's a really important program that we would like to make sure continues. And that includes everything from teaching kids how to fix bikes, teaching kids how to ride bikes, managing an inventory of bikes that can be sold, and other things. And it's become a kind of heart of what Seward PTA has been doing for a while. And we're always looking for a little help. So please feel free to reach out to me should you have any questions. My email is chair@sewardmontessori.org. Lindsay M., I see your question, can you explain duties of room parents? So I can keep my update a little short. Can you just reach out to me and I'd be happy to explain it to you. Should anybody else want a little bit more explanation on room parents, please reach out. That'd be great. Thank you.
Thanks, Christian. You know, we truly, truly appreciate your support. And I think you're right, even more so now. Communication is critical. And so thank you very much. Jim, I'm going to turn this over to you, but I saw a couple questions in the chat that I'm going to address first. Okay. And first of all, yes, the question is, when will we get to a hybrid model? My daughter's dying to get to school. We are dying to have kids in school, I promise you. What the superintendent has said is, we're going to go quarter by quarter and monitor the cases specifically in the city. So we are watching. In the meantime, I know that the district is making plans just in case, like how would we do this? Who could come back first? So we will be ready to roll as soon as we feel like it's safe for people. And again, understanding that lots of people have either health issues or take care of someone with health issues. So we want to make sure that we are welcoming people back, yet also being conscientious about the health of those around. And so, but I will let you know as soon as possible. There's nothing we'd like more than to have kids back in the building. And Hillary, you asked about the screen time. So I would just say this to you. I think that we are trying to be very, very cognizant about the screen time, and the middle school team has had multiple conversations making sure that while some of it is live teaching and the teachers there, that kids have time for breaks. And they've actually built in breaks. They've built in like passing time, so kids have that. And they definitely want to let the kids go and do the work and get off the screen just as much as they are on with them. And I would say to you, you know, it's only day 8. And I think, you know, like even if we were in school, you know, a lot of the foundational work for establishing rituals and routines and whatever is going on, and that seems to take a while. But hang on, I think it'll all even out, quite honestly, because like I said, everybody knows and agrees and is on board philosophically with the fact that kids should not be on the computer all day and on the screen all day. So thanks for your question. Jim, do you want to take over and talk a little bit about Site Council?
Sure. Okay. Again, my name is Jim Moore. I co-chair the Site Council with Tammy and Claire. And the Site Council is a group like the PTA of parents, but also includes the staff, Tammy and Claire. The Minneapolis Public Schools established Site Council in every school as a structure to help support the school improvement program. And the way it works at Seward, every school is able to kind of create their own version of it. And so the way we work here at Seward is that our group supports the school in every way that's about school achievement. And in the past, that's included helping the school expand our middle school wing. It helped with snack policy, anti-bullying efforts. Recently, we've been really, the way it's manifested, we've been really focusing on community building, cultural awareness, and equity. And the way that we've been doing that is, for instance, this roundtable meeting is a common meeting between the Site Council and PTA. And in years past, every month we would have a different presentation. Makari Trainum, who Tammy just mentioned, who's come in and talked to the teachers about issues of equity and cultural awareness, has come and talked to our roundtable. We've also had topics on digital literacy. We've had topics on the different programs around the school. So that's one of the things we do. We also try to sponsor an artist residency. And we've done 2 of these in the past. The last one was with Wing Young Huey, a photographer who came in and worked with the E2 students for, Tammy, remind me, 6 weeks or something like that?
Yep, I think it was. Yeah, it was fantastic. Lisa and Kelly can speak to it too. Yeah.
It was really amazing. It was on, it was really on identity and building community through identity. So that's what we do. We meet once a month, and we typically meet in the week before Roundtable. So if Roundtable is the second Thursday of the month, Tammy, is it okay if we meet on Thursday nights?
Yeah, Thursday night, 6:30, second Thursday of the month. Absolutely.
Okay, so Roundtable will be Thursday nights, 6:30, and then we'll do Site Council the first Thursday of the month, also at 6:30. Does that sound right, Tammy?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So that would mean that our next Site Council meeting is in 2 weeks, October 1st, Thursday at 6:30. Everyone is welcome. Everyone who wants to work and help support the academic achievement of the students. Is there anything else I've missed? Maybe everybody who's been to a Site Council meeting in the past, maybe just hit your thumbs up on the reactions, just to show other folks, this is really open to everybody. We're trying to get as many parents and staff as we can to these meetings. And that's it.
Hey, Jim, I saw somebody ask, in the chat what the difference is between the Roundtable, PTA, and the Site Council. Did you cover that? Or
I didn't.
Okay.
Well,
I just wanted to make sure. And I know that there's a document that we have, that like chart, the kind of flow chart. And I'm trying to remember, is that posted online anywhere? Because it'd be nice to like share a link to that. Because I feel like visually it really helps to see the visual
Absolutely. Christian, is it okay if I share screen?
You might
Yeah.
have to make Jim a co-host or
Yeah,
something.
let me make you co-host, and then you can do it. There you go.
All right. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on this.
Oh. Mhm.
Okay, one of our previous parents and PTA chairs, Brian Cornell, created this, but it's still quite relevant, and it's a great resource. I'll get it on our a link on our Facebook page. But here you can see beyond Tammy and Claire and Carrie, Mary Delander, the teachers, room parents. Here on the left is the site council. Here on the right is the PTA. We come together for monthly roundtable meetings. The site council is where the site council is really kind of supporting these programs, making decisions about artists and other programs that help the school. The PTA is helping organize fundraising and events in all of these amazing communities like the ones that Christian mentioned, the Bike Sharks, the Garden Committee, Safe Routes to School, even the Family Directory. So take a look at this. I'll post it tonight. And it basically gives you everything in a nutshell that the PTA does, gives you a general sense of the site council, and then all of the communication resources for the school sending things back and forth are here in the middle, with the exception, of course, these days of the flyers and Friday folders. Lisa, I know you were the one that asked the question. Does this answer your questions?
Jim, do you want to scroll to the bottom of the document? I can't, where it says the frequently asked questions. What does it say down there? Oh yeah, about looking to locate a friend or a play to email your teacher, room parent, or connect with the school office. Yeah, the one thing I would just add is you mentioned the site council deals, if you're interested in working on the academics climate at the school, to get involved with the site council, but I would add also just the culture of the school, like
Yep.
the climate, school climate. And that's especially where our, both of those things are where the equity work that the site council has been doing for a number of years are focused on. Obviously, we're all worried about the achievement gap. And so we're looking at the academics through that equity lens, but we're also trying to make sure that Seward is a place where equity is practiced in our culture and our climate at the school as well.
Excellent point, Hillary. Thank you for highlighting that.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Yeah, and like Christine said, if somebody will get her that document, we can put it on our website so everyone knows, okay? One thing that I forgot to mention, and I meant to when we were talking about the Montessori Learning Kits, is we are going to have another supply pickup. We've been waiting for PE equipment. We have most of it. We're waiting for a couple more things. We're waiting for some art supplies and some art kits, and we're waiting for some science kits, but they are due any day now. And like I said, the engineers, parent volunteers, teachers, AEs have been working really hard to get these together. So we're hoping that by October 6th or 7th, we will have those materials all ready, and we will do a fun little drive-through pickup, kind of like what we did last spring when you came to pick up left behind, coats, boots, hats, mittens, school supplies, whatever. Actually, in fact, we still have some of your children's things in our multi-purpose room. We'll be asking those to get picked up too. But just know, it'll be a robocall, it'll be an email. Hopefully I'll get that straightened out so you all get the emails and the calls. But there's a lot of stuff to be picked up, and it'll be exciting. And I think it might reinvigorate some of the learning as well. I think, Lisa, thanks for the question. I think we're pretty good for school supplies right now, but if we're looking around and we don't see what we need, we will certainly let you know. All right. Okay, any questions for any of us? Questions for parents, questions for Christian, Jim, me, Claire, the teachers?
Amy, can I ask you if you can clarify the attendance policy for me real quick? Because I feel like I've gotten a couple different messages and I thought I had it and I'm worried I don't.
Okay, so this is how Seward has decided to do attendance, right? If we need students to have an interaction with the teacher, a connection with an adult at some point during the day, right? There is a heavy emphasis on joining morning meeting in the morning, just because that's a time for socializing, checking in, getting the day off to a good start, the teacher's live and present. So that is emphasized. If you have to miss, you have to miss, right? If you can't be there then and you check in at some point during the day, you are counted present. Okay? Again, we're not going to use attendance to punish people because things come up. The other thing is, there's questions about, well, if I haven't been online all day and my student turns in work, does that count? Yes, it can, but again, the MDE would really like to make sure that we see our kids every day. It's an accountability, it's a safety thing, we care, we want to make sure. But are there certain circumstances? Yes. So to your point, a teacher emailed me today and said, a student told me that they had a doctor appointment, they weren't going to be able to attend my class, what do? I said, mark them present, because we know that they can't be there, they have an excuse, right? Because at this point, we have you absent and we have DL, distance learn. We don't have a code for excused absence or not excused absence. So, so does that help, Hannah? Does that clarify?
Yep, I'm gonna send you a quick email after, but that really helps. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, if there are, and you hesitate to ask in this environment, don't hesitate to email me or Claire or Jim or Christian or Carrie. Like Carrie put in the chat, as a family liaison, she is there to help solve problems and make connections and help all of us out so that we have a really, really great school year despite any circumstances. Okay, I just believe we are just going to work really hard and overcome all of this, and we're going to have some bumps, and that happens, and that would happen even if we were on site. If we were on campus, we still have bumps, but we're going to work hard together to solve this, and we're going to work really hard together because our kids matter, and they're the most important thing right now. And making sure that they are feeling like they're learning and they're safe and that we care about them. And if we can do those three things, I say box checked and mission accomplished. And that's what we're in this for. Okay. Okay.
I had a question.
Oh, what is it?
It was sort of just also letting people know or following up that there had been a proposal that I don't know if either Ness or Amanda, Ness Medeiros or Amanda Lovely are on the call, But I just wanted to let folks know about a proposal that they had been bringing to the site council meetings going back into August to apply for a grant through the Bush Foundation to make Seward a pilot for trying to figure out how to do outdoor learning, so that the goal would have been to have like every kid come to school at least once a week for kind of outdoor classroom time. And unfortunately, they learned last week that they did not get the funding. But we haven't given up. We just had a PTA meeting on Tuesday morning, and the site council and the PTA are both committed to trying to still, as Ness and Amanda are too, to continue to submit it to other funders, or maybe do a GoFundMe or use some of our rainy day cash to help get some of that going, because we all know how hard it is to be exclusively distance learning, and that to have some way to start bringing kids onto campus in an outside safe way is something we all are hoping to figure out how to do, and it's just trying to get the funding and the structure to do that. And so their grant would have allowed us to like buy tents, pay for staffing to support that work, and work with our existing teachers to then schedule those times, have outdoor gear so that everybody can stay warm, and all of those kinds of things. So if that's the kind of example of the things that the site council is working on. So if that is of interest to you, I'd encourage you to attend the October 1st site council meeting. And I don't know if there's anybody else who wanted to say anything about that, but I just wanted to make sure that this roundtable group heard about that.
Thank you, Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
All right, anything else? All right, thank you so much for your time this evening. Thank you again for supporting us in what we're doing, and we in turn want to support you as well. So please be in touch. Really, I'm very, very grateful right now. So take care, and we will see you soon, virtually, or call us, email us, let us know what's going on. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks. Take care.
Thank you.